So,
Hi.
sir, good morning. So, I have prepared some project PPT on Dabur India Limited. Okay, so this PPT I have prepared completely based on annual report of 1920, which is audited report. Okay, so in that report, I have mentioned corporate strategy and ratio analysis of Dabur India Limited. So, this project contains organization overview, business model, forces, best analysis, sport analysis, BCG matrix, product life cycle, ratio analysis, and conclusion. So, my first slide is Dabur overview. So, Dabur overview is the story began from small but a visionary endeavor by Dr. S.K. Burman in operating in 1884, and the Dabur name derived from the Dakhtar. Dakhtar is Devanagari word, so Dakhtar and Burman. So DA from Dakhtar and BUR from Burman. So name is Dabur based on that. So this is one of the India's leading FMCG company, and 135 years of trust and excellence for this organization. This is dedicated to health and well-being of every household, and this is world largest Ayurvedic and natural healthcare. Everyone is trusting on that product. So this is FMCG organization, and now revenue is over rupees 8,700 crores. And this organization manufacturing presence in the overseas market and now available in more than 100 countries. So this organization is having a distribution network covering 6.7 million retail outlets with high penetration in rural market. Now I'm showing you business model of Dabur India Limited. So the company operates from three business units, mainly three business units. First is consumer care business, second is international business, and third is consumer health business. So the CCD business, the CCD is consumer care distribution business, is a key portfolio that is healthcare, personal care, home care, and food. So Dabur has identified nine power brands. The first is Chyawanprash, Dabur Honey, Dabur Lal Tel, Dabur Honey Dust, Dabur Pudin Hara, Dabur Red Paste, Dabur Amla Hair Oil, Vatika, Real Fruit Juice, that account for more than 70% of total sales. And Amla Hair Oil is actually growing in international market. So first is consumer care business. So consumer care business revenue is 68.50%, which include healthcare, personal care, home care, food business. And international business is having 28.2% revenue, that is Amla Hair Oil, Vatika. And third is consumer health business. So the it include other products and ethical, that is Tulsi and Giloy. So as per current situation, they have launched new products. So this is my quarter five courses. First is bargaining power of supplier. So bargaining power of supplier. Dabur is having 135 years of presence, has very strong bond with the supplier. Okay, that is positive. And supplier product have high switching cost. And second is bargaining power of buyers. So it is having low switching cost. Bargaining power of buyer is high as they have wide range of available choices in the market. So they have a lot of other products, local products as well. So rate of substitute of products. So rate of substitute products high in few products as a multiple choice available in the market like home care products. And customer is having trust with the Dabur product like Chyawanprash, so they don't compromise quality. So low threat in market of power brands. So a lot of people is having a trust on Dabur. So they so many people are not taking local products. Okay. So threat of new entry. Yeah, threat of new entry is low as one of the most trusted name in FFCG sector, And second point is Dabur can improve the quality and set the strong differentiation basis to discourage the customer from the using separated product. And my last point is rivalry among existing competitors. So rivalry among existing competitor is low because there are limited number of players for key products, and Dabur is market leader. So I have prepared Pester analysis. This is also based on the annual report. So political. Dabur has a huge product portfolio with a good quality product. Hence, Dabur government provides favorable condition to the expand in foreign market as well as today 28.2% revenue generated from a foreign market. So government is supporting to the Dabur, uh, and trading policies are also favorable, and economic conditions. So economic, the rise in per capita consumption with the improvement in the income and the affordability, and change in the taste and preference may lead to increase in demand of goods in FMCG sector. The demand for Ayurvedic products has been on the rise of few years. Now Ayurvedic product market is expected to grow at CAGR at 14% during 2019 to 24. So they have opportunity to grow with international, rural and domestic market, because as per international market research, IMRC, uh, there is a chance of growth uh, at 14% with this period in next 4 years. So social. So more focus on the rural market. Dabur Chyawanprash, Dabur flagship health supplement brand, entered the Guinness Book of World Record for holding the largest immunity lesson for 549 school students together. And Dabur supported in COVID-19 outskirts to provide medical and logistics, also provided fruit juice and coconut water. Technology. So, leverage technology to facilitate the order booking process by introducing a retail order taking through the mobile app, WhatsApp, and call centers. Installation of radio shuttle racking system. Real-time data capturing the messaging through SMS for stability of chamber installing QA department. So, they are using their advanced technologies to grow. So environmental. They have started rainwater harvesting and use alternate source of energy, and 8 metric ton e-waste disposed to approved e-waste recycler, and 60% plastic waste generated by Dabur collected and recycled. These they have done in this period, COVID-19 period. So legal. Company has developed a very comprehensive legal compliance system called e enforce, which drill down from the CEO to the executive level person who is responsible for compliance, and they are following this process to improve the legal activities. So this completed special analysis. So now SWOT analysis. So SWOT analysis, first strength, a strong brand image. Dabur has its own heritage because they have exist in this market from 135 years. So everyone is trusting on the product. The core knowledge of Ayurveda as competitive advantage, and they have the doctors who is having the good knowledge on Ayurveda.
So,
So
Siddharth,
yeah,
on
yeah,
this Ayurveda, where you're saying that the Dabur has been there, but is that are they not finding it difficult vis-a-vis Patanjali, because at least the Ayurveda segment of
correct, sir,
this
correct.
overall business, in
Yeah,
that Patanjali.
yes, it is.
Yeah, so my question is that actually the truth for for Dabur in the Ayurveda? Because my understanding is that Patanjali has is able to build more trust into Ayurveda segment vis-a-vis Dabur. So
Uh,
what's your view on that?
yeah, my view is, sir, Patanjali came recently in last 7 to 8 years, and they grown in this current period. Okay, but Dabur is having existence in this market in from 135 years. So see, everyone is trusting on Dabur product. So Chyawanprash चाहिए, तो कौन सा चाहिए? Dabur का चाहिए. Okay, so Dabur is having more chance to grow. See, local market, everyone is as per affordness. People are buying the product, but most of the time people are saying नहीं मुझे डाबर का ही चाहिए. And after COVID-19, most of the people are starting consuming the Chyawanprash. So they are taking only Dabur Chyawanprash. Okay, so I mean to say some products are no one is buying from Patanjali. Everyone is buying from Dabur only. So that's my view.
Okay, continue.
Yeah. So and also they are having the doctors. So everyone is consulting from them also. Okay. So third is manufacturing presence in 9 countries and products sold in more than 100 countries. Wide distribution network that is covering 6.7 million retail outlets. So weakness is seasonal demand of products. Huge competition from big domestic and international brands. So weakness, I said seasonal demand of product, but nowadays uh, uh, everyone is buying the product. Like I said, so first point is in current situation, it's not applying. So third is similar product available with the other local brands and limited differentiation. Opportunities, expansion of manufacturing units and export opportunities. Like I said, IMRC's analyzed that CAGR will grow at 14% in 2019 to 24. So they are having a good opportunity. Okay, and R&D for new Ayurvedic product to improve immunity and protect from virus. New small pack should have to be launched for fruit juice and food items so it can increase revenue. Awareness campaign of for Ayurvedic product with the rural areas so they can start using product. So threat is existing competitor like Baidyanath, Himalaya, Patanjali, and Jandu. So as you raised your point, so this cover here. So second is substitute product. Third is change in trends. Fourth is other field product like allopathic and homeopathic. So I completed my SWOT analysis. So, sir, I have prepared BCG matrix based on the products. So, I have plotted products in 4 categories. So, wherever growth is high and growth is low. So, cash cow, Dabur is having a product like Hajmola, Pudin Hara, Dabur Red Paste, Miswak. So these product generating a cash, and they are using this cash to in a star or in question mark. So in star they are having the first product like Dabur Chyawanprash, fruit juice, Dabur honey, Amla hair oil. So these products are having a good growth in the domestic as well as international market. And in low, I have plotted Oxylife facials, Fame Beauty Care, Oropic, Tulsi Drop. So, Tulsi Drop is invented just now after COVID-19. So, and in dog, I have plotted Dabur Red Powder, Dabur Gulabri, Toilet Cleaner, Air Freshener, which is in declining stage. So, that's what I have plotted in this fourth category. So, this is BCG matrix. And based on the BCG, I have prepared product life cycle and I have taken based off the revenue to prepare the product life cycle. So, sir, I have shown in introduction stage that is ethical and off product. So, off product and ethical product is having 8.8% revenue as per 1920. This product is like Ayush Quad, Dabur Restora, Dabur Trifogol, Dabur Giloy, Ashwagandha Churna. Okay, this is in introduction stage, and then in growth stage they are having a digestive and oral care. So this digestive and oral care is having 23.3% revenue in the market. So digestive is having 6.3% revenue and oral care is having 17% revenue. So these include Hajmola, Pudin Hara, Dabur Red Paste, Miswak, Babul. These products is having a growth stage and in maturity. So just 1 minute, sir. I'll hide this. In maturity, they have a 55.9% So I have compared this ratio with financial year 18-19 and 19-20. So in current ratio, in 19-20, current ratio is 1.98, and in last year that is 1.35%. And earning per share, 19-20 is 8.18, and last 18-19 8.17, and last is net profit margin ratio. Net profit margin ratio in 1920 is 16.60%. In last year 16.90%. It is so in 1920 it is declined due to last 2-3 months, Feb and March, due to COVID. So in COVID, manufacturing units are impacted. So logistics has impacted. That's what here net profit margin is reduced in 1920. So my conclusion with means overall conclusion with this analysis is Dabur accelerated its innovation strategy, rolling out over the 2 dozen products, with the majority of them being introduced within 2 months of the COVID-19 outbreak to meet growing consumer need for quality immunity boosting products and healthcare products. Due to huge demand in the market, overall consumer care segment revenue increased to 2442 crore in Q3 in 2020 from 2217.6 in Q2 in 2020. The share price of the Dabur has increased from April 19. In April 19, share price was 412, and as per Feb 21, share price is 540. So there is a growth of in share price as well. So, sir, this is my complete uh, project on Dabur.
So, so that go back to that ratio slide.
That's it.
Yes, in this, you mentioned about current ratio 1.98. Any idea what's the ratio for the similar players in the similar industry? Because
Uh,
generally FMCG, yeah.
okay, okay. So, sir, sorry, sir. Actually, I have not compared with other industry. So, I
Okay.
have compared with last year
No,
only
no,
with same
not other industry, same industry, other player.
other player. No, no, I have not compared with other players, sir. I mean to say. So, I have compared with only
एक बार
last
check
year.
करना because yeah, एक बार check करना
Definitely,
because
definitely.
generally the inventories in this FMCG business are pretty high.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Correct, correct.
Yeah. And especially this pandemics COVID वाला जो phase था उसमें एक inventories काफी high थी because lot of products were not the full supply of the distribution.
Correct, sir.
So
Same.
yeah,
मैंने इसमें
what
भी रीड किया था एनुअल रिपोर्ट में कि इन्वेंट्री
hmm,
के बारे में, लेकिन
hmm.
मेरा वो रही है कि अदर प्लेयर के साथ में चेक करूँ, वो थोड़ा मेरा
Because
रह
अगर
गया।
वो इन्वेंट्री हाई है तो करंट रेशियो 1.98 is the right ratio for that industry or not, वो इससे समझ नहीं आ रहा है.
ओके 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 ओके, मैं वो कर लेता हूँ।
ठीक है, तो
यस
वो
सर।
इस स्लाइड में ऐड कर देना. तो जब आप सबमिट करोगे तो वो इसी स्लाइड में ऐड हो जाएगा.
तो इसमें मैं कंपेयर कर लूँ सर, अदर प्लेयर एक दो कोई भी प्लेयर का मैं चेक कर लेता
हाँ
हूँ।
हाँ, कोई भी एक दो प्लेयर का डाल लो.
हाँ,
कोशिश करना फॉर द सेम पीरियड लेने का. आई थिंक आपने ये कौन सी
इसमें
पीरियड थी,
पीरियड ले लूंगा।
1920? हाँ.
मैंने 1920 सर क्यों लिया, क्योंकि वो ऑडिटेड रिपोर्ट जो है 1920 का था। ओके, सो मैंने कंप्लीट जो एनालिसिस किया 1920 के ऊपर रिपोर्ट के ऊपर किया है।
हाँ, विच इज ओके. सो जो आप अपने जो कॉम्पिटिटर का डेटा लोगे, ट्राई एंड टेक दैट आल्सो फॉर द सेम पीरियड सो दैट इट गिव्स अ रेफरेंस फॉर द सेम पीरियड.
डेफिनेटली मैं वो कर लूंगा सर। यस
Otherwise,
सर, मैं लिख।
okay. It's a good coverage. You covered most of the point that I've given earlier in terms of what needs to be covered. So no further question from my side. And
सर
then
मुझे मैं आई हैव क्वेश्चन सर, इसमें और इम्प्रूवमेंट क्या चाहिए सर?
देखो इम्प्रूवमेंट इसमें जो आप कर सकते हो, इसमें थोड़ा सा इकोनॉमी के बारे में ऐड करना चाहिए। और
ओके,
ठीक है, सो
एक्चुअली बहुत सारे पॉइंट्स थे सर। मीन्स इकोनॉमिकली, इवन इन कोविड-19 उन्होंने बहुत कुछ सोशल एंड इकोनॉमिक में बहुत कुछ किया है, लेकिन मैं कंप्लीट इसमें कवर नहीं कर पा रहा था। मैंने बहुत कुछ
हाँ, सो
पढ़ा।
इसलिए मैंने आपको बोला कि जो प्रेजेंटेशन जो मैंने बोला था उसमें आपने जितना कवर करना चाहिए उतना कवर कर लिया। बट लेट्स अज्यूम अगर आप क्वेश्चन ये है कि जो एरिया ऑफ इम्प्रूवमेंट आपने पूछे हैं, ये मैं
हाँ,
फीडबैक आपको प्रेजेंटेशन या प्रोजेक्ट फॉर दिस प्रोग्राम के पर्सपेक्टिव नहीं बता रहा हूँ। फ्रॉम एन इंडस्ट्री अगर मुझे ये प्रेजेंटेशन देनी हो इन्वेस्टर्स को, तो मैं इकोनॉमिक वाले पार्ट पे और पॉइंट्स डालूंगा।
ओके ओके, ठीक है सर।
ठीक है,
मैं वो
सो
भी एक
वो चीज है।
माइंड में।
दूसरा जो मैंने आपको बताया पीयर कंपैरिजन, वो एक पीस मैंने आपको ऑलरेडी बता दिया, वो इसमें डालना चाहिए। ठीक है,
ठीक है।
स्पेशली रेशियोज में।
हाँ,
बिकॉज अगर आप बोलते हो कि मेरी डाबर का कंपनी का रेशियो 1.98 है, 1.98 अच्छा है बुरा है, वो कंपैरिजन करने के लिए कोई बेंचमार्क तो होना चाहिए।
क्लियर कंपनी, राइट राइट राइट,
How would
डेफिनेटली।
you know 1.98 is good or 1.7 is good? Unless I have some comparative number, this ratio is not helping too much. This number is not helping too much.
करेक्ट करेक्ट।
तो
सो
वो मैंने आपको बताया। ठीक है, थर्ड एक थोड़ा सा अगेन एक चीज ऐड करी जा सकती है प्योरली फ्रॉम इन इंडस्ट्री पर्सपेक्टिव इज कि मैनेजमेंट का फ्यूचर प्लान्स क्या है।
ओके,
आपने बात किया थोड़ा बहुत कोविड के रिलेटेड में एंड स्टफ लाइक दिस, बट आई थिंक थोड़ा सा क्योंकि आप 1920 के एनुअल रिपोर्ट के बेसिस से बना रहे हो, तो जो भी हमने फ्यूचर प्लान की बात करी वो अब फ्यूचर नहीं रह गया है।
राइट
क्योंकि
राइट
2020 के रिपोर्ट के हिसाब से जब आपने 1920 रिपोर्ट की जब आपने बात करी उसमें फ्यूचर प्लान बात किया, तो वो तो ऑलरेडी ईयर जा चुका है। सो व्हेन यू
करेक्ट।
प्रेजेंटिंग टुडे, तो आपको फ्यूचर प्लान मींस इट्स फॉर द ईयर जो कमिंग ईयर है 2021। वो पार्ट यहाँ पे इतना मुझे मिला नहीं।
ओके ओके ओके।
तो ये
इसमें
मुझे
सर मैंने एक थोड़ा एक्सप्लेन करने का मैंने यही ट्राई किया कि कंक्लूजन में, कि अभी मैंने इवन अनऑडिटेड रिपोर्ट भी मैंने निकाले, जो करंट Q3 के, Q2 के, Q1 के। सो उसमें मुझे एक यही पॉइंट मिला कि इसमें रेवेन्यू ग्रोथ हुआ है, इवन शेयर प्राइस भी ग्रोथ हुआ है। इवन मेरे पास शेयर का
पर ये
पूरा
भी
ये।
पास्ट है ना, आपको ये तो
हाँ
बताया उससे
हाँ,
पहले
राइट राइट
ग्रोथ हुआ
राइट।
है, ये पास्ट है। पर पास्ट मैं कह रहा हूँ आने वाले साल में, आने वाले क्वार्टर में डाबर का क्या प्लान है, क्या स्ट्रैटेजी है, वो उनकी, हाँ उन वो चीज कवर नहीं होती। ये तो आप बता रहे हो इतना ग्रोथ हुआ, वो तो पास्ट हो गया ना, मैं फ्यूचर प्लान की बात कर
करेक्ट करेक्ट, ठीक है सर, मैं वो माइंड में ले लेता हूँ और मैं राइट डाउन कर लेता हूँ सर।
रहा हूँ। हाँ, तो ये तीन चीजें हैं। बोलो।
ठीक है। और सर ऐसे कि जो अभी मैंने जो स्लाइड्स बनाए सर, मैंने बहुत 8 या 9 स्लाइड्स बनाए। ओके सर, ऐसे कुछ जरूरी है क्या इसका, मुझे मीन स्लाइड्स ज्यादा चाहिए या मीन सब इंफॉर्मेशन मेरा अगर कवर हो रहा है 8-9 स्लाइड्स में, तो दैट इज फाइन।
Yeah, there is no need or there is no preference कि the number of slides should be more or less.
ओके
It's more on the content. In fact, it is good if you're able to cover all these pieces or all this information in 8-9 slides. It gives a clarity that yes, you are able to bring all this together, that too with a decent number of slides. So that's okay. So I've
ओके
seen that. That's not a problem.
ओके। तो ठीक है सर, मेरे
Do
सब
not
क्वेश्चन हो गए।
increase the number of slides for the sake of increasing the slides.
ओके ओके, ठीक है सर।
तो अभी जो मैंने आपको इन्फॉर्मेशन ढूंढी, अगर इस पर थोड़ा सा और इसको इम्प्रोवाइज करना चाहते हो और अगर टाइम है तो आप वो डाल सकते हो, बट कोशिश करो उसको जो भी एडिशनल इन्फॉर्मेशन डाल रहे हो ये मैक्सिमम एक या मैक्सिमम 2 स्लाइड्स में कवर अप हो जाए। डोंट ऐड 40 और मोर स्लाइड फॉर दीज एडिशनल
नहीं,
3 पॉइंट्स।
श्योर सर श्योर। अभी मैं वो आपने जो बताया वो मैं थोड़ा कर लेता हूँ उसके ऊपर स्टडी, और मैं इसमें वो ऐड करने की मैं ट्राई कर लेता
ठीक है, एनीथिंग एल्स?
हूँ। नो सर, नो, आई हैव क्लियर सर।
ठीक है, चलो गुड।
ओके सर।
तो यू
सर ये
कैन लॉग
सबमिट,
इन देन। हाँ,
ये सर ये सबमिट कभी करना है सर, और कहाँ पे करना है?
सबमिट आपको, हाँ आपको दामनी बता देगी। सो आपको
ठीक है,
आप बस इसको अपडेट करके रखो। एक बार
मैं
सबका
अपडेट
हो
कर
जाएगा
लेता
फिर, हाँ फिर आपको बताया जाएगा कि कहाँ सबमिट करना है, फिर आप वहाँ सबमिट कर सकते
हूँ सर। मैं 1-2 दिन में अपडेट कर दूंगा, चलेगा? कि अभी मुझे थोड़ा ऑफिशियल तो कुछ काम करना है,
हो। हाँ हाँ
तो
ठीक है,
चल
वैसे
जाएगा।
हाँ हाँ हाँ, तो वैसे भी सबमिशन आप लोगों को मंडे के बाद ही करना होगा, सो दैट्स ओके।
ठीक है सर, डेफिनेटली कर लूंगा। थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू।
ओके, थैंक्स। हाय पीयूष, Phil, can you hear me?
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning. So I will give you the access. Yeah. Put up your presentation on a screen.
So you can see that. You are able to see, sir?
Yes, now I can see. Yeah, start.
Good morning. I'm Piyush Gupta. I'm here to present a presentation of Cipla Private Limited. So we are here to discuss introduction of company, business model, positive and negative drives, SWOT analysis, five Porter's model, best analysis, BCG metrics, product life cycle, ratio analysis, and last we conclude. We have two what we had learned from this analysis. So first, we introduction of company. Who is Cipla Private Limited? Cipla Limited is an Indian multinational pharmaceutical company. It was headquartered in Mumbai. It was founded by Khwaja Abdul Hamid in 1935 with the name of Chemical Industrial and Pharmaceutical Laboratories. In 1984, 20th July, it changed its name to Cipla Limited. Now the key person of this company are his founder sons, Mr. Y.K. Hamid is the chairman, and now Mr. Umang Vora is the CEO from 2016 onwards. What Cipla do? Cipla primarily develop medicines for the respiratory, cardiovascular, arthritis, and diabetes, and weight control and depression disease, and other medical conditions. What is the vision of Cipla Limited? Vision of Cipla Limited is to make a self-reliant in India in healthcare sector. Achievements, what Cipla Limited have so many achievements. In 1952, it is for research. It set up a first research division attaining self-sufficiency in R&D, research and development. In 1960, it starts its second plant in Vikhroli in Mumbai, producing fine chemicals. In 1968, Cipla manufactures first drug ampicillin in first time in the country. And 1976, Cipla launches medical aerosols for asthma patients, for asthma. In 1988, Cipla wins National Award for successful commercialization of publicly funded R&D. And in 2007, it listed in Forbes for 200 best under a billion list of best small Asian companies. In 2015, Cipla stood a third in the India's most reputed brand in pharmaceutical list. And currently now it is fourth. It is now in the fourth list. Product and presence. Its product and presence. Cipla has 34 state-of-art manufacturing facilities that make active pharmaceutical ingredients, APIs, and formulation. Cipla has 2,000 products in 65 categories covering communicable, non-communicable, common, and rare diseases. Strong presence in over 170 countries such as United States, Canada, Europe, Africa, Australia, India, etc. Business model of Cipla Private Limited. So first we discuss what is business model. The term business model refers to company's plan for making profit, identify the product or services or business plans to sell. It identifies target market where it's anticipated expenses. Business models are important for both new and established companies or as well businesses. Cipla's business model is driven by its Cipla stands for its motto. It's caring for life. So it is encourage, inspire employees and their suppliers, their partners to drive their through excellence, keep ethics, transparency, and governance practices in mind while they do their business. Cipla's business model is the foundation upon which they seek effectively implement and drive a sustainable business strategy. First, there are four key elements that they drive on operation. First is inspiration ethos. Inspiration ethos, they first patient centricity. They believe in putting the patient first in open and sustained engagement of patient. So they respectfully and compassionately achieve the best experience and outcome for the person and the family. And secondly, they believe in innovation. Cipla initiated innovation, the world biggest innovation challenge in the healthcare. Cipla is always innovating their product when there is their requirement in a healthcare sector. Second, they for operating environment, they are always change the requirement according to market trends what are going on. Second, regulatory demands, that is a drug what the government and what are regulatory authorities implementing, so they change their demands according to them. Third is global developments. According to presence in international market, they also change their products according to global needs. What are the beneficiaries for the patients and what are not beneficiaries. And third is stakeholder demands. They always looking for both stakeholders, internal and external stakeholders. Internal stakeholder like entities within business, that is employees, managers, and the board of directors. External stakeholders, entities not within the business but who care or affected by its decisions, like consumers, regulators, investors, and suppliers and government. And fourth is their opportunities and risk. They always leveraging upon opportunities and management and mitigation of risk. Cipla follows the value creation model. Value creation model because they value the environment. Always they value both the environment and uh, the policy of the government. They always what they get from the environment, from the society, they always want to give to the society, just like CSR. And positive and negative drives of the company. Positive drives for the company is Cipla delivered yet another solid quarter driven by health growth across business in India. And in recent year, during COVID period, it sales higher sales of COVID-related drugs in India. Cipla reported double-digit growth in domestic sales for the third consecutive month. And negative drive for the company is lower than expected growth in pharmaceutical sector in India, because it is considered fourth pharmaceutical company in India after Sun Pharmaceuticals, second Dr. Reddy Pharmaceutical Labs, and third is something Divine, not idea. Fourth is in Cipla Private Limited, and second is slow market share gains in Albertol, US-based pharmaceutical company. Or third is delay in resolution Goa warning letter issued to the company, because in Goa, the company is manufacturing some drugs. So Goa state government issued a letter to Cipla to delay the manufacturing of drugs, which is abolishing the policy of the environmental, something like that. So they're dealing in resolution of this Goa warning letter issued to the company. SWOT analysis of the company. SWOT analysis, short stands for strength, weaknesses, and opportunities and threats. It is the technique assessing the four aspects of business. First, we discuss strengths. Strengths, they are strong R&D. Cipla has focused on developing the new products as on improving drug delivery system and expanding program application. Second, they have wide range of products. Cipla has product portfolio including APIs, formulation for humans as well as animal healthcare. They always believe in expansion of product portfolio. Social and technological initiative. Cipla provides and supports to cancer, just like example, cancer patients by providing them low-cost medicine, uh, and it also initiate the government to they also initiate to technological factors, that is use technology to treat the patient, less more to manual. Weaknesses are lack of significant presence in developed countries. India is a Cipla major market for revenue generation, hence it has low presence in developed countries. Negative campaigning. AIDS Healthcare Foundation challenged Cipla Limited for its overpricing in drugs, which is keeps out of reach of many people who is in need. Limited market share. High competition from local and as well as multinational companies limits market share of Cipla. Opportunities for the company's strategic expansion. In recent past, Cipla has been expanding its business through its initiatives such as partnerships, investments, and acquisition in India, as well as in international market. For instance, it invested in biotech technology in South Africa, facility in South Africa. Grow in emerging markets. Cipla should look forward to growing in emerging markets, especially places where medical infrastructure is improving. Threats. Threats for them, they are drug pricing control methods in India. Governments have influenced overpricing of drugs through National Health Organization. So in India, a new pricing policy under with drug price control, which negative impact in the industry as well as for the Cipla also. Intense competition in generating industries. This is intense competition because there is many competitors in this field for the Cipla, that is Sun Pharma, Lupin. They affect the growth potential as well limits the market share of Cipla. Now we discuss five fortress model. Five fortress model is that identifies and analyzes five competitive forces that shape every industry and help determine industry weakness and strengths. Bargaining power of five fortress model are industry rivalry, threat of substitutes, threat of new entrants, bargaining of suppliers, and bargaining of buyers. The first shall we discuss threat of new entrants. It is threat of entrance is low because strict government regulations and prevents entry of new players in the market or industry. Because of high destination period, it's difficult to survive. That is, it takes long time to build a name in healthcare sector. Bargaining of power of buyers is high because there is a competition in market, so they drugs offers a cost-effective alternative. So because if there is many companies like Sun Pharma, Cipla, the customers have significant use, so they have to save to buy customers, so have to bargaining power of the buyers is high. Just like insurance companies has also a cost saving. Bargaining of suppliers moderate. Uh, Difficult to manufacture APIs, the products such as steroids, sex hormones, and peptide medicine. It gives power to suppliers. So for bargaining, not for all APIs. Threat of substitute is low. Threat of substitute product is low because, however, homeopathy and Ayurvedic products may provide competition. Rivalry among competitors is high. Growth opportunity expected to grow in next few years within the many drugs are going off patent in US and other countries increase competition. India pharma companies like Cipla Limited, Sun Pharma, Ranbaxy, etc. will face competition from big multinational pharmaceutical companies from different countries. Now we discuss pest analysis of company. Pest analysis is a framework to analyze the key factors: political, economical, sociological, technological, legal, and environmental, influencing organization from outside. It offers professionals insight into external factors impacting the organization. Yes, sir.
Can you check this slide, because I think the slide is not changing.
Is it changing?
No, I can't see your pastel slide. Yeah, now I can see. Go to pastel slide.
Yeah, you can see that.
Yeah, now. Okay, continue.
So first is political factor. There is a stable government and major policies and regulatory practices in India. Taxation policy for Cipla Limited has benefited from lower taxation policy throughout 2 decades. Other stakeholders such as NGO protests and pressure group activity movements play a critical role for economic factor that Indian pharma sector grow by $55 million. $55 million. Combination of value and volume provides interesting opportunities. Pricing control and economic slowdown can affect. Social factor, wider population getting access to essential service in India. With increasing liberalization, the attitude towards health and safety are getting which Cipla needs to be careful of. Just like that Cipla's ability to bring international leaders and managers. Negative migration attitude towards India can impact Cipla's ability to bring international leaders and managers. Technological factor. R&D cost is high in India as compared to Western nations. Technology lowering cost of production, and technology has shortened the product life cycle of the product, so it is able to supply to quickly develop new products. Legal factor. Companies are finding it increasingly difficult to engage physicians and patients in an information-intensive day and age. India's drug price control regime is erratic in its implementation. Environmental factor. Recycling is emerging as a norm rather than good thing to do in the economy. Regular scrutiny by environmental agencies in production and product design. BCG matrix of a company. The Boston Consulting Group product portfolio. BCG matrix is designed to help the long-term strategic planning.
Again,
Yes, sir.
You need to put up a right slide on the screen because I can't see a BCG now.
Oh, sir, right now.
या स्लाइड भी चेंज करो ठीक से, जो स्लाइड आप बोल रहे हो, आप स्लाइड नहीं चेंज करो.
नहीं सर, वो थोड़ा वो टाइम लग रहा होगा उसमें, नेट इशू. ओके सर. The Boston Consulting Group product portfolio matrix is designed to help with long-term strategic planning, to help business consider growth opportunities by reviewing its portfolio of products. So decide to whether to invest, to discontinue, or to develop products. They're also known as growth share matrix. They are stars, cash cows, question marks, and dogs. So we discussed the BCG matrix for Cipla Limited. The BCG matrix for Cipla Limited is for the product inhalation. For the rotaler, what the product is for the using. So first we discuss stars. Financial service strategic business unit is a star, operates in a market that shows potential in future. It helps in earning more profit as strategic business unit has potential. The product has 20% market share in this category and is also the market leader in this category. The overall category is expected to grow at 5% for next 5 years. So it showed that market growth rate is expected to be remain high. That is why it is a star for financial service strategic business unit. Second is cash cows. That's in cash cow. Supplier management unit is a cash cow. It has been in operation for over a decade. The market share for this product is high, but the overall product marketing is declining because managing suppliers themselves, not outsourcing. It has 25% market share in its category, but in last few years, it is declining slowly. Its power to hence influence the market. Therefore, it has to invest in R&D. It can be innovated by it will help to grow in the cash cow into star. Third is question marks. Question marks that the local food strategic business unit is a question mark in recent trends. Market show that consumer focusing more towards local food show that it meant it focusing on local companies, just like we have Patanjali and more in companies that it shifting towards that company. Higher market growth rate has low market share in the segment for product. That's the product development strategy. We have supply has to change their product development strategy. They will turn product into cash cows and bring the profit for the company in near future. Dogs. Uh, Dogs is that the artificial flavor product introduced by the company. Strategic business unit is a dog. Products were launched recently with the prediction that the segment would grow. But however, now the consumer is health conscious. Now increasing people are now health conscious. Now referring to consume artificial flavors. There is no market share in the segment. It has to call back their products. And plastic bags also a strategic dog. The strategic unit has been lost for 5 years. It operates in a market that is declining due to greater environmental concerns. To divest this strategic unit will minimize the losses that occurred by the company. Product life cycle. The term product life cycle refers to the length of time of product that is introduced to consumers into the market until it is removed from the shelves. The life cycle product broken into 4 stages: introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. For this product, Cipla Limited has around 60% of anti-asthmatic market dominated by growing at higher rate. Reason behind the continuous growth Cipla Limited is product innovation and new launches like Rotaler. Rotaler device used for inhalation purpose. And new product and brand like Flohel, Beaclate, a few amongst them. Furthermore, another example of antibacterial is market with high volume sale where Cipla Limited is a major player since years together. Cipla Limited is a brand leader with major brand like Novomax with the product differentiation. Cipla's PLC from past. In 1996, Cipla introduced Novomax pediatric drop product. It shows growth in the market and reach the maturity, excellent acceptance in the market, and it not adding value to the product, so it extend to decline phase in future. In turn, they again introduced Novomax ready use with pineapple flavor. With pineapple flavor. Ratio analysis. What is ratio analysis? Ratio analysis is quantitative method of gaining insight into a company's liquidity, operational efficiency, and profitability by studying its financial statements, such as balance sheet and income statement. The types of ratio analysis are as follows: liquidity ratio, activity ratio, profitability ratio, solvency ratio, and valuation ratio. So we had discussed here current ratio. In 2020 and 2019, we compared 2019 with 2020. So in 2019, current assets of the company stood 12424.63 crores, and in 2020 it includes 11,703.84 crores. In current liabilities stood 3771.51 crores in 2019, and current liabilities in 2020 stood 4393.14, which is so that current assets has been declining from 2019 to 2020, and current liabilities is increasing from 2019 to 2020. So it has been current ratio stood in 2019 is 3.29 and in 2020 is 2.66. So which shows that the current ratio has been not ideal ratio, and it's not an ideal ratio. This is 2:1. So we can say that company is not using its current assets and short-term liabilities to in an efficient manner to cover its fixed asset turnover ratio. So in 2019 we have net sales 15970.97, and 2020 we have net sales 16694.85 crores. So in fixed assets we have in 2019 5114.35 and 2020 4805.32. So we can say that our sales has been increasing in 1 year. In 2019 15970.97 crores, and in 2020 1669.4.85. So it is increasing, and our fixed asset has been declining. In 2019 it is 5114.35, and it in 2020 it's 4805.32. So fixed asset turnover ratio stood in 2019 was 3.12, and 2020 is 3.47. So we show that turnover ratio has been increasing, 3.12 in 2019 and 3.47 in 2020. So we can say that our sales has been using to our fixed assets has been used to convert sales in effective manner. So in this we can say that. In net profit margin, we said third is net profit margin. In 2019, we have net profit 1492.54, and 2020 we have 1499.52. It has an increasing of for 5 rupees and something around, something seven, sorry, 7 rupees around. And in net sales, we have 15970.97 in 2019, and 2020 we net sales one. So which is say that we can net sales has been increasing also. So net profit margin stood 0.09 in 2019 and 0.08. So it has been declining in it's 0.08 and 0.09. So it's we can say that net profit margin is a average net profit, which is converting its net profit into with converting net sales into net profit at an average pace, not in a good pace. Price earning ratio. In price earning ratio is that market price per share in 2019 is 401.06, and 2020 is 845. Now it currently is 808 current market share. APS is 18.97, and 2020 it is 19.19. So price earning ratio P ratio is 21.14 in 2019 and 44.03 in 2020. So it has been increasing 21.14 to 44.03. So what we conclude that liquidity position of the company is not too bad and not too good in both the year 2020 and 2020 and 2019. It is more than ideal ratio 2:1, indicating that the company not efficiently using its current assets or its short-term financial liabilities. As compared 2019, fixed asset turnover ratio is less than year 2020, which is indicate the efficiency of companies uses assets to produce sales in 2020 more efficient use assets rather than in 2019. Net profit margin is depend on net profits of the company. It's an average net profit margin both the year in 20 and 2019. It converts sales into actual profit at average pace. Price earning ratio as compared 2020 to 19 it's much better, indicates that company for investment purpose it will show growth in future. In my context, Supply Limited is good for investment as equity shareholders. As a supplier and debt holder context, the company is also beneficial. It converts its sales into profit at a normal pace. And company with low debt financing, it helps to get debt funds easily. For consumer, in the consumer context, supply is good for asthmatic patients as the product Protohealer, that unique design. There is no competition in market for such type of product. Thank you, sir.
And Piyush?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, if you could go to the ratio slide, because I can't still see your ratio. I was only listening. I can't see your ratio slide. So go to the
You can see that. You can see that, sir. You can see that.
Yeah. Go to the next ratio.
It's fixed asset turnover.
I can't see your fixed asset turnover ratio. I can see current ratio.
Right now.
Yeah, now I can see. Yeah. So, any specific reason why this from 2019 to 2020 the fixed asset turnover ratio has increased?
Sir, because of this, there's COVID relation. There's high manufacturing facilities available in 2020 because we have a COVID situation. The pharmaceutical industry has developed its product efficiency more, so they have to sales revenue has generated more, and fixed assets also used for this purpose.
Okay. So that's okay. No more questions. A couple of areas of improvement. थोड़ा सा इसमें इकोनॉमी का ऐड कर लो. I think economy, from an Indian economy perspective, what's happening and what's uh,
इंडियन इकोनॉमी से रिलेटेड कुछ मिला नहीं सर.
ठीक है. अगर आपको नहीं मिला तो मेरे ख्याल से तो मिलना चाहिए था ज़्यादा. काफी कुछ डेवलपमेंट्स हो रहा है. सो अगर मिलता है तो इंडियन इकोनॉमी कुछ डाल लो. बाकी आई थिंक ठीक है. ठीक है पीयूष. So any other question? Otherwise, it's good to close.
So for PLC, it is good. That is we have as plus PLC from past I mentioned.
Yeah, वो ठीक है. I'll देख लो. That is okay. Anything else?
No, sir. No, sir.
ठीक है. थैंक्स. तो आप लॉग ऑफ कर सकते हो. ये प्रेजेंटेशन आपको सबमिट करने होंगे तो then, वो आपको बताया जाएगा. फिर आप वही सबमिट कर देना. अगर तब
Thank you,
तक
sir.
आपको इकोनॉमिक का मिल जाता है कुछ तो वो ऐड कर देना.
इकोनॉमी का ठीक है सर. वो किस में ऐड करना है सर? इकोनॉमी पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव है इसमें?
नहीं, पेस्टल में इकोनॉमी का सेक्शन है ना.
सर ये पेस्टल में दिस वन.
Yeah.
मुझे ना जो इसका पेस्टल एनालिसिस मिला वो एज अ कंपनी नहीं मिला, एज अ इंडस्ट्रियल सेक्टर मिला. इसमें मतलब जैसे फार्मा सेक्टर जस्ट लाइक.
हाँ ठीक है. उसमें से इकोनॉमी वाले पॉइंट्स आप पिक करो. जो भी आपने पॉइंट्स डाले हैं बहुत जेनरिक हैं.
ओके.
More points should come in, especially for a pharma company like Cipla, and in a current pandemic, there's a lot of more points that should come in economic factor.
ओके 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 सर. ओके.
ठीक है.
ठीक है सर. ओके. थैंक यू.
चलिए, थैंक्स. बाय. आप लॉग ऑफ कर
बाय
सकते हैं.
बाय. ओके.
Hi, Varun. Can you hear me? Varun, can you hear me?
Hello, sir. I'm just connecting to the this thing, my laptop actually.
Okay.
Yes, just 1 minute, sir. Hello, sir.
Varun, done?
Yeah, hello, sir.
Yeah.
You can hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. Should I give you access now?
Yeah, sir. I have the presentation. 1 second. Yeah, ready actually as well.
So I've given you access. Share your screen and start the presentation.
Yes, so screen share, no? Share your screen. Okay. So you can see the screen, sir. Hello.
Not yet.
Yeah, you can see the screen, no, sir?
Just now I can see your screen.
Yes, sir. I'll just start with the presentation. So I'll start with the presentation, sir.
Yeah, start.
So basically, I've covered Jubilant Foodworks in the current model which I've done. So taking care of how it started and till date how it's actually benefiting from the being in the quick service restaurant space. So it has mainly prominent brands under it, which I'll be discussing as well, sir. Okay, so first of all, the agenda would be mainly company introduction, the business model of Jubilant Foodworks, the 4 to 5 forces, the SWOT analysis, the pest analysis for the company, the BCG matrix, and the product life cycle across the various products which it has, and the ratio analysis. So next, so you can hear me, right, sir? Hello? Hello? Sir?
Yeah, continue.
Yeah, I'll continue, sir. So, first of all, a brief on Jubilant Foodworks. It started in 1995 as Domino's Pizza India Private Limited. It opened its first store in January 1996, and also it converted into a public limited company at that time. In 2009, it changed its name to Jubilant Foodworks Limited. It is one of the largest pizza chain of Domino's in India after the USA. In 2011, it started with a franchisee agreement with Dunkin' Donuts. In 2018, with Hong's Kitchen, and then a new venture of Ekdam Biryani latest right now in 2020. And he's just recently bought a 10% stake in Barbecue Nation Hospitality Limited. So the main businesses under Jubilant Foodworks, first of all, prominent business is Domino's Pizza, which actually covers around 85 to 90% of its total sales. Then is Dunkin' Donuts, Hong's Kitchen, Barbecue Nation, and Ekdam Biryani just recently. So the main model which I focused on is of Domino's business model, which focuses on home delivery of pizzas by opening multiple stores across Indian cities, giving a favorable price of pizzas, and which also gives a timely and reliable service through a standardized process, giving a quick service delivery, which is across the preferable locations covering maximum area, which again leads to the main focus on home delivery of pizzas across the Indian market. The next is the Potter five forces. So mainly five forces of Potter: threat of entry, buying power, threat of substitute, supplier power, and degree of rivalry are the main forces, where the company is positioned in such a way that degree of rivalry is first of all a bit high because of this high competition across different kinds of brands which are there located in the quick service restaurant space. Threat of substitute is also quite high, where exactly there's a different kind of substitute which is available for the customer at any point of time. Threat of entry is also quite high, where there are not many barriers and anybody can open a quick service restaurant in this space, and there could be a high intense competition. And buying power is a bit low because it's mainly on the pizza space, and depending on the pizza, the customer can shift as well. And supplier power is quite medium in this space, where JFL has a bit of contracts with multiple companies with and agreements across the franchisees, basically with Pepsi, Coca-Cola, and all that, so that they can have a kind of supplier which products whenever they needed it. Next is the SWOT analysis. So building on strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. So the main strengths of Jubilant is mastering on time home delivery model, enticing customers with evolving marketing strategies, reaching out more customers by unique mobile applications, providing value for money. Is one of the main leaders in online and mobile ordering of pizzas. Innovation in different kinds of product offerings, which has been going on thoroughly by the company for the past few years. A bit of weaknesses are still there, where the customers are also a bit disappointed because of the high staff turnover, which is lead to a bit of lack of training and development. A bit of irregularity in qualities has put the company to trouble sometimes, because they have more focus on delivering and giving a better price rather than the quality of the pizzas which they are ordering by the customers. Now, the latest trend also, the healthy food conscious people are avoiding high fat and high calorie food because the trends are changing. Opportunities and threats. So main opportunity is improved efficiency in the home delivery space, which is consistently innovation done by the company. Also new offerings, increasing the revenue streams of the company, which the company is going on right now, increasing its space with Ekdum Biryani, House Kitchen, and other products which are increasing right now. Penetration of distribution network is ensuring the market leadership for the company. The main threats for the company is basically obviously intense competition due to rise in delivery space, changing habits of consumer towards healthier and better food choices, changing landscape due to coronavirus affecting the business, which has been the latest threat for the company. The pestle strategy involving the political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental conditions which are affecting the company. So political stability is quite important, as it affects the business, including any kind of changes in the taxation. Also, government regulations also impact, as the company has to comply to its requirements. Economical, social awareness, and increasing health conscious by consumers changes the parameters of the kind of consumption which is needed by the consumers. Also, a decrease in business has been led to slow down, because of which it has impacted the company business as well. Social, the main impact has been the worsening global economic conditions due to COVID outbreak, and decreasing the buying power by customers has led to lockdown and business slowdown. Technological impact, so adaptation to new technology and innovation techniques is quite important, as the company has started its own app and changes as per the current market situation. Also, delivery models and methods have been changed to give a better and quick response to the customer currently. Also, there's quite of awareness of digital and social media platform, where the company has to maintain a kind of PR so that there should not be any kind of issues with them. Legal also issues are there, a bit of risk of legal action due to being in the space of quick service food industry and not giving up to the standards and the methods which they may try to maintain. Also, there's a constant threat on the intellectual property rights for the company. And the environmental is the reduction of carbon footprint or kind of issues which are faced on the environmental, and also trying to ensure that there's a proper compliance to the ESG method model, which is increasing these days, which is the environmental sustainability governance models. So the BCG matrix, where the company stands currently, is the Domino's Pizza, which is the main prominent part of the company, is actually in star, which gives you high growth rate as well as the high market share. The other being the Dunkin' Donuts, Hong's Kitchen, Ekdum Biryani, and Barbecue Nation, which are still trying to gain a footmark in the industry. And still there is a high growth rate, but the market share is still quite low for the company. As some are just introduced right now, and some are just, even if Dunkin' Donuts is still there, but it's not been up to the mark, and has to be there has been quite constant changes in the strategy for the company. A product life cycle, as I say, depending on the kind of products which are based for the company. So first on the sales and the timeline, the main obviously prominent thing is pizzas, the veg and non-veg pizzas, and the other pizzas which are already there since the company started. With that, the packaged food they are doing, Pizza Mania, which was introduced some years back, and the sides, garlic bread and other dishes are there, including beverages. That they are in the growth space. And the introduction page, which is going on right now, is barbecue starters, burger, pizza, donuts, which are still trying to get a knack of in the market. Chinese menu coming from the Hong's Kitchen, and also burger and coffee from the donut side. And desserts also, they are keep on innovating it so that they can get a grasp of the Indian market. So, and the ratio analysis, basically the different three ratios I've put down. The net profit margin from 2019 to 20, it has actually reduced because of the COVID situation, which had impacted the company. Even the operating profit margin was a bit stable on those levels, and return on net worth has also decreased because of the COVID situation. Last but not the least, the conclusion, the impact of COVID has led to a slowdown of consumption and eating habits. Post-COVID, businesses have picked up, leading to better opportunities in the quick service restaurant space. Technology, hygiene, and safety are the top drivers of change in this businesses currently. Well-known brand like Domino's have better chances of emerging stronger from the current crisis situation. COVID-19 has shifted the options to the organized sector, making Jubilant Foodworks as a prominent beneficiary. Macro trends in the long term will also support the incomes, which would lead to business in delivery model and online ordering. Also, hence the company would benefit from all its strengths, which is currently has of a reliable delivery model, digital platform, and strong execution with quick service. Hello, sir. Hello. Sir, I'm done with the presentation. Hello. Sir.
Can you hear me now? Hello.
Yeah, hello, sir. You can hear me?
Yeah. Were you able to hear me when I was asking the question earlier?
Sorry, sir.
Were you able to hear me when I was asking the question?
No, sir.
Go to your last ratio wala slide section.
Ratios?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You can see the screen, sir?
Yeah, I can. So for this net net profit margins, there is a decrease from 8.92% to 7.10.
Yes.
Any specific reason why there's a dip?
So basically, the net profit, because of the main COVID impact, the net profit actually reduced. So even they told in the their own company announcement as well that because of the COVID last few months, there was quite an impact, and they were due to the slowdown and lockdown of many cities. Slowly, the company got affected, sir.
Well, this is not the decrease in the net profit. This is decrease in net profit margin. So because of
Yes.
COVID, you will have a decrease in the net profit. How net profit margin is getting impacted?
So also net profits as the sales were not that stable as well. The sales also reduced, and even the net profit also reduced, though, for the company.
Yeah, so sales goes down, net profit goes down. Still, the net profit margin will not go down.
Yeah, net profit was not that much as per the sales are going down actually. Sales went down a bit less, and net profit got actually was lower compared to the
Why?
last year's profit.
That's what I'm asking you. Why?
Okay, so mainly because of this situation only, as they had mentioned that way. That's what I had read, sir. That because of the situation in the pandemic, that time they had reduced sales and reduced profit also.
But how then operating profit margin has gone up?
So because that I have not checked actually operating profit, but net profit is what I had read actually in the
That is the
announcement.
objective of this ratio analysis, correct? So you're saying that because of the COVID, the profit has gone down. On
Yes,
the
sir.
other part of the slide, in the operating profit margin, your ratio says something which is exactly contradictory. It says the operating profit margin has gone up.
Hmm. So operating profit margin.
इसको check कर लो. I
Yes.
think आपने
Yes,
इसको
sir.
थोड़ा सा देखा नहीं अच्छे से. Just
Okay,
putting
sir.
numbers is not going to help. क्यों change हो रहा है वो जानने की जरूरत.
Sure, sir. Sure.
ठीक है. ठीक है. Otherwise okay. So yeah. Any specific question from your side? Otherwise I'm fine.
Any other questions? That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's okay.
Oh, okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you. You can log off.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.